Okay, so dealing with a little bit of a losing streak here now. I think I lost like three in a row. Let me see. Let me look at the account history for the past 7 days. Um, I lost one, two, three. Yeah. So I lost three in a row. What was it that I lost? Um, I can't really remember right now. But what I just lost, one trade that I just lost right now, the most recent one. Um, oh no, I remember what it is now. If I just look at the chart, it's obvious. I tried to take this zone, and I tried to take this zone, and it just got sliced right through in one candle. This we had an incredible rally yesterday, um, but it wasn't that significant in the big picture of things. It never hit this alert that I created to see like, okay, it's making new highs. Like it never hit the 500, for example. Um, it just sliced through these 2 week zones. I admit, these were aggressive, and I think I knew that it was aggressive going in, but I didn't like how it just sliced it through. It didn't even give me a chance. Like there was no chance to it whatsoever. I did something maybe equally as aggressive, and maybe I'm just being too aggressive. So it's like three aggressive trades in a row. It's maybe a sign that it's too aggressive. Is that I took this zone right here, this drop base rally. The rally isn't quite that strong. Same thing here. The leg out wasn't quite that strong. It was okay. This one was okay, not even really a leg out, but technically a new low. So these was like not that great quality, and I took them all, and they all didn't work. So um, maybe that's a sign. It's only three, but still, it's like I can see the reason it didn't work. It was low quality. The reason I took this is because like this was probably the better quality, the best quality of the three, but it still didn't work. And I think the reason for that is it's just too close. It's just too close to the resistance. You got to give it a little bit more room to breathe, and it's a 325 level. This area was the front band of the quarter, and so it was more like instead of taking the quarter and the backup, I took the front and the quarter. So the quarter ends up being the backup. So I do have an order here at the 250. Hopefully this works out. That got picked up as because again that was the backup of this order. Um, Hopefully that works out because I'm somewhat optimistic of it because we are seeing a divergence starting to form. This was a decent area of a previous area of resistance. It's kind of a wide area of resistance, but you can justify it because it's like the full band of the quarter. So from the 250 down to the 175, this whole area you can see, and including the 175 down here as well. But you can see that it's previous resistance that was tested one, two, three times, um, and now it's doing it again. Was looking for it when I took these two trades. I was looking for that previous area of not I said the wrong word. Previous area of support turning into an area of resistance, but there was no resistance. It blasted right through, and now it's behaving like support again. And um, this area obviously didn't work out. There was it seems like the stronger area of resistance is this 425 area. This 425 area is what would have worked if I had taken this area 425, which I was interested in, but I just forgot. I just missed it. I had the alert. I paid attention to it here, and I was like, you know what? If I see some kind of divergence or something, then I'm interested in taking it, and I did, but I missed it. So okay, so that's already kind of done. Um, if that pans out to the full quarter, this trade will stop me out. So now I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't. But what we're seeing now is just a lot of consolidation, right? And I don't really, beyond this trade, if it continues to stay and it can't break out of this range, I don't really want to trade inside of this range right now because it can't even complete a quarter. That's unusual. That's unusually tight for the Dow. We saw that before as well. Like you saw this kind of like wedge formation in um, the 30-minute candle, right? It's kind of it's more obvious when there's more candles. This wedge formation where you have lower highs and higher lows consolidating into the quarter. And so this is one of those things. I haven't done this recently, but this is one of those things where you can take a quarter in both directions, because there is gonna like you can't, not going to guarantee anything, but there's usually going to be when you have pressure built up this much, there's got to be a big bounce in one direction. So you can take the quarter from the 250 up to the 500 or to the 3000, and there should be enough momentum from like the blast off action from all of this compression that a quarter can be completed without really much trouble, and that was the case in this case. I don't believe that I took that though. I think I took the bounce down from the 33,000 up. So, but that was kind of like an obvious confluence that I missed in hindsight. This is a different kind of scenario where it's even more confusing than just a consolidation where where it becomes harder and harder to catch moves. We're not even. This is just messy, right? So because this right here is a lower low than this, but you also don't even have a higher. Like, is that even a higher high? It's like a wick that you can. That's kind of indistinguishable. And then I have a lower low now. Like, what is really going on here? So this is very much a range bound, ugly place to be trading, and so it doesn't really surprise me that I've just incurred 3 losses in a row. Hopefully, what we're seeing right now is I mean, I'm really, really pushing the envelope here. What we're seeing right now is a divergence happening on the lower time frames on the 15-minute. You got the low here. Price action brought it to a lower low, and the momentum seems to be increasing. So here's the low, and then the higher low on the RSI over here. Hopefully that means that it can pick up some momentum from this area. This area looks pretty good. You can, well, in here I would say probably this if you wanted to be really, really tight and aggressive, or and not aggressive, but reduce risk, but also reduce the probability, is you have this leg as rally, base rally, and from this area right here, and you can make the argument, you can make the case that this area, this candle was just tested on the 15-minute. That's hyper aggressive though. I like to play the bigger areas because it's just you can afford to trade less when you play that way, and I just play the quarter. Hopefully this ends up being a kind of a doji candle followed by a bearish or bullish engulfing candle on a 15-minute, and we're able to actually make our way up to the 500. And from that point on, I wouldn't be surprised if, well, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I can't even complete this because of such strong resistance at the 425. The highest that this was able to hit was what, 400, 482. So I want to see it complete the 500, but I might have to cut it a few, like a small quarter short, like 25 points short, or move my stop to a break even because of all of this traffic that's in the way here. And this is also another counter trend move, so I'm not that confident about it. But it's counter trend in a range market, so it's like it's counter trend where there isn't really even a trend. Well, the only reason I say counter trend is because the momentum is kind of against me right now. the momentum is below 40, and the divergence is the more obvious divergence was bearish divergence from up here, and down here, well, I'm hoping, we're a little bit too early to the party. I'm hoping this bullish divergence is what takes over and pushes the price back up. I'm somewhat confident that this area has been tested so many times that it is starting to weaken, and that hopefully this is the time where it bounces off, like it bounces through and breaks through this glass ceiling that we're seeing over here. So that's it for today. I'm not really interested in doing much more because it's such a confusing, kind of like nebulous, unclear, tug of war situation, range bound, can't establish a trend on any time frame really, and it's just too easy right now to fall into the trap of over trading or forcing a trade because there isn't really